Oh, shit. Oh, there's so much shit on my desk I gotta do. Oh, my God. Freya. I don't know. Some Norse queen god or something, or it's a place. I don't know. The bottom is metal, and the sides have holes, and the tops have tubes, and the front has buttons, but guess which button's not up front? The power button. Well, the power switch. This is Schiit's Premier preamp. It's just a preamp. There's no DAC. There's really no amp. This is just a preamp, which means you have input 1 XLR, input 2 XLR balanced. Then you have 3 RCA inputs. Then you get a balanced output. Then you get 2 single-ended outputs. And here's your power switch, conveniently located where you can't reach it because it'll be behind the thing, and there's your power thing, and you're done. So, this is a fancy $700 volume control. But it's slightly more than that. The front buttons are mute. Then there's tube mode, because this has 3 modes. It has passive mode, which pretty much doesn't use the tubes almost at all. JFET, which increases the voltage a little bit to help you just over long cable runs. And then crazy 300 volt rail shit tubes. Input select 1 through 5, and then this light indicates warming up and when you use the remote control. So this is a very niche product because it's a Major League Tube Pro pre. Can't make up dog sounds like that. And it comes with a remote. And you're like, oh, look at this awesome aluminum remote. And the audio engine happened to have the exact same remote, just with a different. So yeah, someone's selling these little plastic inserts, and all you have to do is cut out your own pieces of aluminum, and you could have a badass looking remote, which is better than the one that Schiit has on the website, and the pictures, because it was just terrible. It was like, looks like an old projector remote. Look at that thing. That is sad. That is sad. So yes, $699. That's another thing I hate. Just make it $700, right? In the comments, please. I've had an argument with somebody. Does the $699 just bother you, or you think it actually would make you buy something instead of calling it $700 even? Because I'm on my subreddit where I do recommendations. I just round up to like wherever it is. It's just dumb. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, so yeah, let me am I reading here? So yeah, you've got passive, then you got JFET buffer stage, and you got tube gain stage with 300 volt rails. So what we're gonna do, I have a little demonstration set up going on. Edifier S2000 Pros running balanced mode. So this set of balanced cables, we'll do a stand-up thing here. And these are powered monitors, and I've got them turned up all the way, and they're flat. We are inputting from my Emotiva XDA2. Well, we will be in a second when it turns on. And just for shits, giggles, and everything in between, I needed a headphone amp. And although I could hook this up also through XLR, I actually have a splitter box up there. I could have mounted a splitter. No, we're good enough with single-ended. I just want to get a little bit of the taste of the tubes through some headphones, and I've got the 660S's here. This is my pair that I purchased immediately after borrowing someone's, who is still here. And I've got the 4XX's here, which are stellar. Let's call them that. It's a good word. Now, I'm going to, that's on. This should be ready to play. Give me a second. It's playing. I want to do a full time test, because I need you people to how long is this song? 2 minutes and 22 seconds. That might be close, because this is off. It's been off for a couple hours. I'll put that on and leave it down. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to see how long it takes for sound to come out of these speakers. Put that volume up a bit. Oh, in case you didn't notice, I've Zeos'd the volume knob, because again, it's just nothing. Just a little. It looks like it might have even been dropped at the factory, and that's all they got. So I just put a little love right there. That's just for me. You don't have to worry about that. If it was mine, I would have taken a magic marker and done it. So, okay. Music's playing. Back that song up, honestly. And I want to hear music now. Blinking to indicate we're warming up the tubes. $57 being drawn, by the way. That's including this, though, so. Now it's 44 watts being drawn. Shit stuff uses a lot of power. A lot of power. It's still warming up. I wonder what kind of dog that is. 45 watts being drawn. Ah. Da da da. Okay, so that's how long it takes to actually get sound out of it. Now, if you have it on and you turn it off and turn it back on, that might be a little bit faster, but not much, or maybe not at all, because I don't actually. I'm too fucking busy to count. But that's the length of time. So if you're putting this on your desk and you're using it like a computer, like you gotta have it. You gotta like wake up, and as you hit your alarm clock, it's gonna turn this on so that by the time you're done brushing your teeth, you could actually listen to music. But that's all part of the fun. That's like turntables. It's all part of the fun, the long wait. The inconvenience is fun. They had to warm up the tubes, I understand that. But that warms them up for like 4 seconds. Then it plays sound. What are we actually listening to here? So, what did you hear? .128 step, I believe it's 128 step relay volume. So instead of it being a potentiometer like that or that or that or that, it's not a digital knob. Digital knobs are literally lowering voltages. What this is doing is there are relays in weird stacks, like when you're shifting gears in a truck, and it's like first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, seventh, ninth gear, 10th gear, and then you go low 2, and then it goes 11, then it goes back and does 11, 12, and it goes back to the same set. And what this will do is 128 times, it'll physically disconnect, change, and reconnect to a different value, and then reset with more and more. And so by the way, Russian tubes. Because in Mother Russia, tube blow you. It's interesting when you actually have music playing. Because if you're turning the volume while it's playing, you'll actually hear some of the disconnects and reconnects. You'll hear it stop playing for microseconds. And it is physically jumping up. Now, what mode do I have this on? This is now in passive mode, so it's really not doing much with the tubes. It's just passing that through, preamping, giving me a volume control. We're happy and ready to go.
And if all of the teachers and preachers of wealth were arraigned.
Da da da. Okay. Here, second source. Listen to clickies. Third source. Fourth. Fifth. Back to first. There's only one source. It's okay if I only deal with one source and I have 9 things plugged in. That's great. So what this is doing is taking a perfect signal from there, hopefully controlling the volume of it very accurately and passing it along. Now we have the remote control, which we should talk about. You can't turn the unit on and off with the remote because that would be A, convenient, and B, really fucking convenient. So you gotta reach back here and flip this on when you want to use it. Now, Schiit says in their website, basically, you leave all our stuff on all the time. So I've done that for this for like a week, just a week straight. It's been sitting over there was using it on my main computer desk, and just hot tubes for a week. And it developed a sort of like weird, if you put it in the third stage, the full I'm being a tube pre-tube stage, you're going to get noise. And I was even catching some weird interferences, just like just out of the left channel, like ghosts were trying to come through. So I don't recommend you leave this thing on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't do that. Use it, sit down, make it an important event. It's like my projector. My projector's in my living room. I can use it all the time. It comes down for 4-5 hours a week, and it's special time. Turn this on and make it special time. It's on right now. The tubes will get warm. The whole body of the unit will get warm. Right now it's still cool, but these will radiate enough heat to heat the entire body up to like 100 degrees. Unlike the Vidar, which is literally a room heater. So, remote. Remember we were talking about this? Here's your mute. You can unmute it here. Mute it here. And this indicates when the actual remote is communicating. Here's your source selector. No, I'm sorry. That's the mode. This is source selector. It ain't fast. So that's source. That's mode. And we're in passive mode, which means it's dead silent. Volume's all the way up. Nothing. We play music. Obviously Dr. Funkenstein, because what else do you play on tubes? These edifiers kicking a lot of ass right now, by the way. Now, I don't hear much of a difference through speakers when you switch from that mode to, from the passive mode to the JFET mode, which is, hold it. I feel like it didn't, I didn't hear anything. But when you switch to the full tube rail mode, the volume doubles. I'm gonna say doubles, and I know, but like 3 decibels is doubling. So this is probably like 6. It gets loud. If you're at like a loud volume and you swap it over to the final tube stage, shit's gonna blow up. So lower it. Also, pause this so you could hear it. Remember in Back to the Future Part 1? When Marty turns all the shit all the way up in that giant like 90-inch speaker? That's what this sounds like right now. Now, this is all the way, this volume knob is down all the way here. Music is paused and it's still just, I'd like to point something out. Only left channel, which is strange. It should be ringing both channels. We're going to talk about this last mode and why it's the tubiest thing I've ever experienced on speakers. Let's put some music back on. Because, I mean, there's a hum and there's a buzz, but once you get to a listenable volume, which is right around there, you don't hear the hum or buzz anymore. You just hear this strange sound that you know is your music. Changing the song. See, this is a quieter song, Westworld OST, fucking Westworld. No surprises. And I could just still make out that hum. I'm gonna switch now to the to passive mode, much lower, and raise the volume. This is almost cheating when it comes to tubes, and I'll tell you why. So, passive mode, dead silent. JFET mode, dead silent. Tube mode, I'm gonna kill you, hum. Right? There's a resonance through the actual tube amp. And I didn't know this when I first set it up. I put it over there, and first time I'm running it, I'm sitting in front of whatever speakers I had there. I think it was the Swan 600s, the home theater ones, the sealed ones. And I switched to the mode, it got loud, and went, whoa, I lowered it. But I'm listening to a song, and echoing. Like, it's like, whoa, this is amazing to listen to. What is that? And then I figured out that it was literally being touch sensitive. I don't want to tap the tubes on camera. Well, I've tapped the tubes off camera. But the desk wasn't isolating from the speakers, just like this desk, even though it's a foam yoga mat and those are foam blocks there, it's still going to shake. This is going to shake this at the proper volume. And that sound's going to feed into this, which is going to feed back out into this. And it was literally ringing the music in a good way. So if you have a big set of speakers and you really want to know how funky you can make things, by all means, do not isolate this from the floor. Let it shake. Because you could always put it in passive mode and then the vibrations don't affect it. But I really, really enjoy... This is not the song for that. No. Perfect. Like that bass note. I mean, it sounds great with it in passive mode or with it in crazy tube mode, but in crazy tube mode, which is what I'm going to call the last mode, even though it's humming and even though I've got a crazy noise floor, it's just... Can you imagine it? The feedback loop, but not like a mic feedback where it's absolutely overwhelming, where you hear echo, echo, echo. It's just a resonance cascade. Dr. Freeman. Doing this feeling. By the way, this is, because I know you're all going to ask, because even now I want to know what the hell song this is. This is Young MC Know How from the Baby Driver soundtrack.
My name is Young, but so you think that this your destiny to get the best of me, but I suggest to be quiet, but don't even try from the east and west of me, taking it and never breaking it, or even shaking it, grooving it and always moving it, cause I'm not faking it, moving out rhymes like
it does add something quite special to speakers, which is very rare for, unless you're going full Macintosh tube monoblocks for $20,000. I'm guessing on that price. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. This is an interesting way to add, because this solid state amplifier is built into the speakers here. An interesting way to add a flavor to it. Just, oh.
like this. I got juice like the president.
You can't judge the left and right. Wait.
I got no hat. I kick it just like this. I got juice like the president. I'm making rappers hesitant. If I party people.
One more time. Just let me go one more time.
I kick it just like this. I got juice.
All right, so I just put it in passive mode versus this crazy tube with the hum buzz mode. It's mode, and I just want to leave the tube mode on. I just want to leave the tube mode on forever, like the crazy high tube mode on forever. That's the whole point of having one of these, is to inject these into a solid state. Now,
just like a horde of locusts. Smooth operator, female persuader, spot a fly girl, and in a week I'm on a data. I got the kind of stuff.
Remember when rap was hardcore? Neither do I. Okay, I'm gonna mute the edifiers now, which I will link in the description. And let's give something a run on the Jotunheim. High gain, okay. RCA inputs, because we are running this through RCA outs over to the Yot. So now we're double preamp. We're preamping an amp that has a knob already. So I'm gonna set it to half, and then I'm gonna just. And it's much more obvious when the volume cuts out while you're changing it. Which here I'll. Here's one of the things, by the way. When you adjust the volume with this, the knob doesn't turn like it would on most preamps. Instead, it gives you this little indicator saying, hey, you've turned the volume differently with this, and I haven't reflected it, so I've made it louder. So that means as soon as I touch this, it drops the volume. In fact, I should be demoing this on speakers. So, volume all the way down. Gonna lower that fucking dog? Use my fucking chaperone to lower that dog. I'd never. That dog matters more to me than you do. It's alright, I put the volume up, but that knob's all the way down. As soon as you touch the knob, it resets it to match the knob. However, they've been clever about it. If it's up and you lower it, and I'm still lowering, it's a little slow, but I mean, it's got to go through so many steps. So now the knob's at half, and I've lowered it completely. So what happens if I touch it? If I touch it, does it go back to half volume and explode and scare you? No, listen. No, nothing. I've literally disabled the knob until... You want to eat the dog? Go kill him. Kill doggy. Go kill the doggy. Go kill the doggy and eat it. Go gain its powers. Okay, but it literally goes, okay, and now you seize control again with the knob. Clever. Clever girl. Doggies. Okay, back to muting this. Back to headphones. So I'm going to, again, leave this at half, high gain. It's a bad song. Static X and Bob Marley. Two things you don't test headphones with. String quartet of Pink Floyd's Mother. Not Pink Floyd's Mother, but Mother, the song Pink Floyd did. You know what I'm talking about. I win. I win. She looked away. So we're just on pass through. So right now I'm not gaining any... I don't feel like I've gotten anything better out of this Jotunheim and these headphones running balanced than if I was either running them on the DAC itself or just anything, really. JFET's a little bit, just a hair louder. Still doesn't make the tubes do it. Nothing is... It's still solid. The mode we care about, and I'm going to lower that, because we get that like 6-7 decibel bump. I'm going to lower that and put this back to half. Now, if I touch this, I hear it again in my left channel. Love you too. Yeah. Now these are the 660s. These are not the 600s. And we're not actually drawing power from the headphones through the tubes. We're just feeding the signal over. And it's not as big a change as I would love to... I wish it would... I wish this would just replace the need to have a tube amp like the Dark Voice, or a Little Dot, or even the Little Bear. Everything's got little in it. It's very strange. But it does not. Because it doesn't matter if you have the ultimate headphones that respond to tubing. Because that tube amp there, the actual impedance and what these headphones are going to draw affects how the tube... It will drag the tube down and make the tube do tubey things. Whereas what this is doing is this is still doing all the amplification. It doesn't care. It's, you know, it's a goddamn Jotunheim. It does not care. The signal being fed to it is changed a bit. It's a bit warmer. Just a bit warmer. But the real magic of tubes comes from drawing power. That's why I don't like tube preamps for headphones. This, however, is a tube preamp not really designed for headphones. This is more of a tube preamp for speakers. And I've already gone over why that is friggin' amazing, because if you could actually physically shake this... I'm not talking about you got to put it against the speaker. It just has to be present in the room with the speaker and the sounds to get that envelope relapse. It's relapsing over and over to really... Oh, man. It's enjoyable. I enjoy the shit out of it. I'm trying to figure out how to put this in my living room for a day or two to really, you know, just throw up. Just want to puke. But for headphones, We tried those. Let's try the Orgasmic 4XXs. When these pop up a mass drop, I may be forced to do something stupid that Zeos never wants to do, and that's buy things. I actually took these out today, like out and about, because nothing makes you look cooler than planars in public. Should write a book. Still on tube stage. The actual hum doesn't bother me as much as it does on speakers. I don't understand why. All right, you could question me. I don't, because it's there. If I turn this up a lot, I get a lot of the hum. But if I bring this back down to like halfway, it's almost negligible. Whereas on the speakers, it's not negligible at all. So put this up. It doesn't sound bad. It sounds like my Jotunheim is playing some very good headphones. Not really a benefit to the tubes, though. I mean, here I could just go. This is Ludovico Wendaudi. I can't read that shit. So now I'm going to switch it off. Yeah, no. It's just JFET a little bit more. Tubes a little bit more. But, well, a lot bit more, but not the same impact. So this would not be a recommended setup is going, okay, I need to have, there's a reason that they're selling this with a remote control, because this should be put in your living room. It should be hooked up to speakers, powered monitors. If I pull down, well, here's an Emotiva. There are those friggin' wonderful Mackeys, the MR624s. Hook those to this. Hook big amplifiers. I can pull it in my living room. Get a pair of Vidars. Yes, baby. Rip apart my pants. I love that. Pair of Vidars hooked up to this. And, you know, some Buchart S400s. And just orgasm. Orgasm. Hell, you could even XLR to a pair of monitors, and then the single-ended RCA outputs to a subwoofer or a pair of subwoofers is how I would do it. And then this gain would control the subwoofers and the monitors, and then you'd have this. I don't even know how. Fuck, I just realized I have the ability to do what I just said. And all it would take for me is some time. Got my A500s. I got my own Walshes, and I got the Martin Logan's Dynamo 300s, and I could just wire everything up to this. I'd have to build a plinth in the center of the room, place this on it, and I'm upset because Zeos is now upset because Zeos just figured out what he has to go do right this minute, and he has to end this review to go do it. So does that mean you should buy one of these? I mean, yes. Don't buy it for headphones. If you want a tube amp for headphones, buy a tube amp for headphones. This is how you get tube amp for headphones for speakers. Go to here, go to products, even though it's screwing me up entirely, and go actually buy a Lear if you want a tube amp for headphones. All right? This is a very specific home. This is almost home theater. I mean, you want to talk about sound? I know vinyl here. One of the reasons you have to isolate the shit out of a vinyl player is because the vibrations will affect where the needle's reading, and it'll feed back, just like these tubes will feed back. But these tubes are feeding back, and it's amazing. And when you feed back through that, it's usually not that amazing. So Shit. I gotta go do a thing now. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go stop what I'm doing and hook this up to my living room with the Jamo 103s and the... I'll be back. No. Wallpaper link in the description. Patreon link in the description. That's how people have found me to contact, because this is borrowed from a user like you, from a viewer like you. And links to everything, and the headphones, and the speakers, and don't forget the wallpaper. Did you mention the wallpapers in the description? And Chewbacca. Love you too, baby. As promised,